game changer. Malphite has a broken ult. We all know it's broken. Riot knows it's broken. He's an old champion. Fixed. So, pops that R, your whole team's done. Turned into melted butter. Amumu has his bandage toss, and he'll pull himself in, and he'll use his ult, and he'll decimate you as well. So you know, Blitzcrank, of course, has that long arm of his, and that grab really zones the opposing AD carry and support. You can get a Leona and try and counter him, but he's a game changer. So that's why Blitz is always banned. And Shen has that teleport shield of his. Darius, of course, is a very strong champion, not OP, but he is extremely challenging to face every single time. Those are why we ban a lot of those 4 main champions. We're going to see Lee Sin come out as the first pick from BannersBabes, and on Mandatory Surrender, we have Mudkip and going to lock into that Ezreal as Musinaski will grab the Rammus again. Apparently the Rammus was working, so he's just going to keep rolling that Rammus. Is it Rammus or Rammus? It's probably a ram, right? Like he's ramming something. Rammus.
Yeah, potato, you know.
Ramming Rod Rammus. Ram you with his spikes.
Like Caitlyn Nunu. I like that bot lane combination. That's one of my favorite, you know, bot lane combos or AD carry support combos.
It works really well, you know, with his Blood Boil and her headshot passive. Caitlyn's got a lot of range too. She's not really a strong late game AD carry though. When it gets into the late game, she usually falls off extremely harshly because she doesn't do as much damage as a lot of the others.
The thing with Caitlyn though is she can get so fed so early that a lot of times the games don't go to late game because she does so much damage.
Well, that's her job, you know. Range allows her to zone out the other AD carries and supports. I believe we're going to see a Zyra here. This will be interesting. I haven't seen too many Zyras so far. We haven't seen any Zyras yet, have we?
I don't think so. I think it'd be a Zyra support.
What in the world? Yep, there will be a Zyra support. Because I would doubt to see an Ahri support, so this is just guesstimation here. Ahri will be mid. Ooh, countered by Ryze. If he locks into that Ryze, Ahri's going to have a really hard time mid-game, not early game, mid-game. Because Ryze is a tank, you know. He's a tough champion to verse. He does a ton of damage. You know, I would say that Ryze is a black man, probably the only black champ in the game. But then if you look at his Uncle Ryze skin and his tribal Ryze, then he's not. But then if you look at Professor Ryze, he sort of is. Both like black and purple. I like to see more ethnicities than a bunch of, you know, Caucasians and monsters in this game. Because I just realized the lack of diversity in champions.
Yeah, I don't know if that's, I don't know if Lee Sin's necessarily a
he's
Caucasian.
White. He's white.
Yeah.
Well, you can't see. He's the blind monk. You can't see his eyes. He could be Asian, but he still looks white. His body build looks white. Doesn't, because Asians don't have that type of. They're usually not as large as a Lee Sin. So I would guess that he is another white kung fu dude, which doesn't make any sense.
Well, Lee Sin could also be like Thai, or he could be.
He could be Thai. He could be Thai, but then he would be smaller if he was Thai. Because Taiwanese are not very large.
He could be several different races that are, you know, of Latina or Latino descent.
Our last two champion picks are going to be Cho'Gath for the BannersBabes, and Mandatory Surrender will go out with that Olaf there. Now, we can't talk about ability powers, or I mean, not ability powers, but spells just yet, because we can't give anything away to the opposing team on who's going to be doing what. We have to leave all the guessing up to them. They have to use their minds. This is chess on crack. You know, they have to outthink their opponents. Good luck, summoners. and may the best team win.
After this game, we'll be on to our semifinals. We'll be casting one of the semifinal matches, and then we'll have the finals just after that.
Seen that Draven Morgana pick yet. I'd like to see that before the night's out.
Alright, so we can't talk about summoners now. They all are in, so.
Yeah, we're good. Talk about the loading screen.
So based on team comps, what do you think we're gonna? What team do you like, based on the composition of the team alone?
Well, I'll tell you right now that I don't like what they have going over on Mandatory Surrender. BannersBabes has the better team, without a doubt. But who are the better players? That's what it all comes down to. You can get yourself countered, mid.
Or you can do
top.
you can do what we did and just do a
player,
5-man jungle.
Still do a 5-man jungle, 20-minute surrender. Yeah, that totally happened. We did that the other day, and it works so well. I can't even explain to you how well it worked, people. You got to try it. So much fun.
5-man jungle is the new meta for Season 3. It was a blast to play. Try it sometime.
I apologize for the burp.
15,
did not mean for that to happen.
15
came out.
15-minute Baron with 5 smites on the team.
No, it was a 12-minute Baron, sir.
15 minutes. It spawns at 15 minutes, man.
It doesn't even...
What are you talking about?
I could have swore. Dude, I'm testing you, man, and you passed. Congratulations.
Yeah, right.
Shut up, man.
Liar.
I thought we got it earlier then I forgot that he doesn't spawn until 15.
Well, we got it at 12. We're just that pro. We killed it before it spawned. Future shocked it. It's some Back to the Future stuff, man.
We used our flux capacitors and annihilated Baron Nashor.
We had Lee Sin on our team. He just fell over to the blind monk because he's OP.
Dude, I kicked butt that game, didn't I? Oh, man. Ew. Hot sauce is salty. Ew.
$30 seconds away.
Oh, man. Hey, handle this real quick. I'm going to go use the restroom really fast. Be right back.
Looks like we got a fairly even matchup based on elos alone. We got 3 platinums and 2 golds on BannersBabes, and 3 platinums, a diamond, and a gold on Mandatory Surrender. So it's not too far off in their level of skill from last season. In reality, elo doesn't even really factor in that much in team games, because if you don't have an elo, but you have the team composition and the teamwork that you have built up over time with your team, then you can dominate without having that elo advantage, because you just don't play anything other than like tournaments. So elo is something that even really can't base how your team's gonna do.
Quiet on the radio. I'm back. Oh man, we got Glacial Olaf. He looks so cool. Look at all the skins. Holy cow. The only one that doesn't have one is Zyra. Sorry, Zyra. You failed your team. That's the game. You lose. Oh my goodness. This is going to be... Yeah. Skin war lost equals lose for your team.
And for some reason I can hear myself coming through your mic.
That's not possible because I have no volume up on anything. There's nothing. There's no way that's physically possible.
Yeah, it must be raid call then.
You, sir. Yeah, I just heard it again, so it's definitely raid call in some way. Do you have two different things up somehow, feeding back to you?
I have no idea. So about to get into this first game of round 2. We got mandatory surrender on the purple team and BannersBabes on the blue team. I like the
man, that Lee Sin jungle.
I like the team comp of mandatory surrender. Or I'm sorry, BannersBabes a lot better than the team comp of mandatory surrender.
Without a doubt, they have the better team, straight up. Doesn't mean they're gonna win. Doesn't mean they're the better players because we won't know that until it's all over. But they do have a better team comp. Just stack their champions up to mandatory surrenders. Theirs are just better. And my cat is eating my chicken. What a sneaky little guy.
All right, we're about to jump into this first of round 2. If it ever loads.
Yeah, I'm like stuck on a black screen.
There it goes. You in?
Oh yes, sir. I'm at 15 seconds.
All right, we got Crystalline Flask coming out all over the place. Easy started with Crystalline Flask and 4 health pots and 3 mana pots. That's a lot of sustained.
Notice that. Yeah, notice that both Lee Sin and Rammus grab Machete, the Hunter's Machete. Why?
Yeah.
Because it gives... Oh, here we go.
Ooh.
Headlong, blue into purple, right into that bush. Cho'Gath's going to get
That charm comes out.
Cho'Gath
First
will
blood
go
goes down to Olaf.
That was 400 gold straight up, and they're going to invade and keep pushing. And, wow, Olaf going to hit slow. Flash going to be burned by Rush. That is not a good start. It's not how you want to start your game. They did not expect to run into them headlong. And there was no escape for Cho'Gath. He probably could have flashed over the wall to the left of him, but it did not happen there. So, it's going to be an uncontested blue. While, oh no, Cho'Gath's coming right back. Going to use his little pop-up move there. There's a rupture. Oh man, we're going to see more fighting. Lee Sin going to go around the back. 1v5. Don't know what he's doing. That charm misses. Level 1 fighting going on. I don't know what's going on right now. This is crazy. For a start of a game, I've not seen this much fighting.
He pulled him off that blue,
was all
though.
just vying. Yeah, that was vying for that blue buff. So, only the first blood is the issue right now. As purple team is up 1 kill, first blood.
I put first blood down to Olaf
advantage.
and an assist to each player of Rammus, Zyra, and Ahri. So that was definitely a very good exchange for mandatory surrender.
Oh, see, that Olaf is not. Oh, he is going to go back. I didn't think he was actually going to buy anything.
We got a Smiteless Red
he's
coming
low
from.
on mana.
A Smiteless Red coming from Rammus. I've noticed that's the second
Yeah,
in a row.
look how fast Rammus is going, man. Look how fast. Rolling right to that blue buff. Just plowing through the jungle at unbelievable speeds. Lee Sin going for a gank up here, and Olaf is unawares of what's about to come down upon him. Cho'Gath's going to hit him with his pop-up move. Bam! Here comes Lee Sin. Olaf trying to juke them. Lee Sin's going to miss his Q, and Olaf will most likely get away. Oh my gosh, no way. He got him with a pop-up again. And Lee Sin's going to be kicking. And I believe that Olaf will go down here. There's not many more options for him. Hits it with his axe. Oh, wow, he's actually still going. Here comes Ari. Ari's going to come in. Going to hit with that charm. Nope. Misses. Olaf's going to hit with his axe. Lee Sin's going to try and get out of there. As Flash goes in, Olaf gets kills down Lee Sin. And Ari's going to be... Oh, my goodness. Rise takes out Olaf. That was just crazy. Here comes Rammus. So much fighting going on this early on in the game. Unbelievable. Rammus will face check this bush. Not a smart move. He had no vision there, and he took a lot of damage from that Rise right there. But I guess Rammus really wants to stick around this top, maybe get some farm, as both mids are missing out on some serious CS right now. Ari's going to make her way back slowly but surely. That was a crazy altercation for 3 minutes into the game. Whew! I'm getting all fired up. I don't know about you right now, by clock, but that got my blood boiling. Help me out here, by clock. that was a lot to take in. Rise zoning that Ari right there. Pink ward, actually, a vision ward, if you will, laid down by Zyra in their bush closest to their turret. They did that so they can continue to remain and have bush control so they don't get completely zoned. Because Caitlyn has good range along with that Nunu. Zyra going to land her stun, and they're going to be fighting off one of her little plants. Rise kind of overextending here. Rise going to land that stun as Ari goes to run away. And here comes Rammus, full force in. Going to land his roly-poly move, but here comes Lee Sin, going to come in and shield, but Ari will get that kill on Rise as Lee Sin is still going to dive in and try and kill that Ari, but gets taunted by Rammus and barely gets away.
Yeah, Rammus' little roly-poly move is called his Powerball.
I know what it's called. I just like to call it roly-poly. Tons and tons of action. I'm at 5:33. Where are you at right now, by clock?
5:33.
Okay. You're actually at 5:43
right now.
Okay. That means I'm ahead of you, so I'm gonna slow it down a bit. A lot of zoning going out here from Zyra and Ezreal, as they're just pushing their lane and trying to stay up and farm, which they are doing. Ezreal got a slight lead in CS. Not anything substantial, and it's not a game changer. Olaf continuing to zone. Oh, here comes Nunu, and Lee Sin's going to do that gank at bot, and Zyra barely gets away. She would have went down if she wouldn't have landed her stun. Her vines actually go out, and they wrap around you. And Cho'Gath is going to miss his pop-up again. There's a rupture, and Olaf's just going to continue to push. Olaf's got no vision, so he's got some serious guts because he knows where Lee Sin is. And look at Cho'Gath under the tower, nowhere to go, and Olaf could have most likely killed that Cho'Gath. Excellent farming coming from this Ezreal right now. The reason why Easy's farming better than Caitlyn right now is not her last hitting ability. It's the fact that Easy is pushing his lane so harshly that he's... Oh, wait, here we go. Exhaust going to go out. Zyra's going to go out and stun. And then Zyra's going to take that kill from her AD carry, which was not a wise decision, but she did make sure that Nunu was securely defeated. Here comes Lee Sin, full force in. They have vision. Easy's probably going to try and pop him with his Q, but Lee Sin knows what's up. He's going to back off. Here comes Ari from top. Oh my gosh, teleport in from Olaf right under that ward. That that pink or that sight ward, and Lee Sin will ward over the wall to escape. So here comes True Shot Barrage, going to land in that Caitlyn as Ari will pick up a double kill. Unbelievable team synergy there. Every ult that you can imagine flawlessly and most fluidly just flowed together like the waves of the ocean, a torrent in the wind. It was unbelievable. And this bottom tower will go down, and that's 1-7 early on, 8 minutes in. And this is not looking too promising for the opponents, the BannersBabes. They're going to have to really turn things around and start, won't be long, they're going to have to stop laning and team fighting, because mandatory surrender is bringing themselves into is leaving them in the dust. BannersBabes is very far behind as of right now. But that doesn't mean it's over. It's far from over, as Rise will be given that blue buff from the nice, good guy Lee Sin. Oddly enough, Zyra is at top, probably to farm a little bit and to protect that tower, as Lee Sin's going to go and try and steal the opposition's wraiths. Zyra's doing a good job of zoning Cho'Gath. For some reason, Cho'Gath is scared of the support and going to run away. That power ball from Rammus running around like mad, his roly-poly as I like to call it. Excellent ward placement coming from the BannersBabes. I do have to admit that I see no wards from mandatory surrender. Maybe they feel they don't need them, but that's incorrect. Charm going to land on that Rise. Olaf will go down as the taunt, and Ari pops her ult. Rammus will get the kill on that Rise. Another charm landing. Wow, that's 2 charms in a row. Landing directly on that Lee Sin. As here comes Rammus once more. Gonna land that taunt, and you're not escaping, Lee Sin. Another charm goes out, and Ari will get that kill. Unbelievable. This is just the devastating team comp they have here. I can't believe that they're utilizing this Rammus in such a way. I've never seen this, at least not in a very long time, especially with all the new champions that are out.
They're doing that perfectly too. They're feeding their AP carry and their AD carry as much as possible. So they switched up lanes.
Zyra's ult's going to go out, and there going to be a flash go out from the Cho'Gath. He will live.
They switched lanes.
Continue.
They switched lanes. I think that was a smart move, because Olaf had that first gold advantage, and he's been farming so well top and zoning Cho'Gath out that they switched lanes so they can try to just make sure this Cho'Gath doesn't get fed at all.
Well, that's what I mean. Caitlyn and them are going to try and run up there, I believe, if they're smart. That's what they need to do.
Yeah, they're not switching it up.
Oh, Rupture going to land on that EZ. Stunned everywhere. EZ will get bursted down from Rise, but he will Arcane Shift away and poke EZ and try and save his support. She's going to flash away. Somehow she's still alive. Going to hit her slow out with that her little plant. And she ends up living through that altercation. Really, she should have died, but that's just great awareness and knowing the limitations of your champion. And Olaf is giving up. He said, GG. Ari deep into the enemy territory as 4 oppositions converge upon her, but Rammus comes out. She's going to land that charm on that Nunu. Rammus doesn't have anything. Going to get popped up by that Rupture, and Ari and Rammus are going to take serious damage. Caitlyn takes that Ari down. Wasn't much that they could do there, because not only were they overextended with 0 wards, like I said earlier, no wards means you don't know what's going on. And they, Rammus says ARAM, that's funny. Yeah, and Rammus still survives the altercation, but the fact that they didn't know that 4 enemies were converging upon them into the center point of the map is detrimental. No matter how good they are, without wards, they're blind. Olaf pinging for that dragon. I think he wants it. By clock, what time are you at right now?
45.
Okay, I'm 5 seconds ahead. Tell me when you're at 1254. Just say now.
Now.
Okay, cool. We're even now. That's probably the best way to do it. We'll just do it like that from now on. Oh my god, Lee Sin's going to dive headlong into that dragon, landing his Q on that Olaf. He's going to get exploded as he dived into 4 enemy teammates. Or into 4 of the enemy. Wow, that was reckless. But he probably wanted that dragon. Nunu going to go down. And now we just have ourselves a killing fest, folks. I think it's just going to be playing for honor and glory now. Because with a 2-13 and lead this early on, I think Mandatory Surrender has this game in the bag. Or at least they know what they want and they can see victory at the end of the tunnel. So they're trying to grasp that light. Pushing mid ferociously right now. And with that Ahri being 8-1 right now, she's omegally fed. Mammoth in proportion when it comes to the amount of damage she can dish out. And she hasn't even been back in forever to buy much. So right now she is sitting on 1.5k gold. So 1,500 gold there. Oh, Lee Sin's going to land that kick on that Zyra. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Going to use his ult and kick that Zyra away, but she does not go down as Ahri comes in and says, "What do you think you're doing?" and cleans his clock. Because Ahri's fed, and she's not going to take that kind of harassment when her teammates are getting injured. Zyra really tanking this blue buff right now, low health, but she's going to give that blue buff, which is a great support, to give it to Ahri, who's already super fed. One of the items that, if you noticed, Ahri grabbed was a Deathfire Grass. This is going to grant plus 100 ability power, and the most significant thing, in my opinion, about Deathfire Grass, not only does it have a lot of ability power, the plus 15% cooldown reduction. That is awesome. Now, this item was nerfed near the end of Season 2 because it was definitely beefy and a powerhouse, and every mid was grabbing it because there was no better item than Deathfire Grass. But they nerfed it in a way to make it used still, but it's not as OP as it was. And that taunt's going to go out from Rammus there, and Lee Sin's going to get hit by Olaf and Rammus. They're going to take a lot of damage from that move. Here comes Cho'Gath, going to teleport in behind, flash out from Rammus, and there goes Olaf. He's going to ghost away, but he's still taunting the 1v5 right there. And nobody goes down on Purple Team. Nobody's died in a long time for Purple Team either. Olaf taking a lot of damage from this Caitlyn. And he's most likely going to go down if this keeps up. Oh, what in the world? She missed her. Oh, I guess she tried to guess where he's going. Here comes Lee Sin. And here comes Ahri. He's going to dive that Nunu, take out Nunu. And there goes Olaf finally dying, almost gets Lee Sin. And wow, there goes Zyra. And she ended up getting the kill on Lee Sin. Fantastic cleanup from the support there. If her ult would land on the Caitlyn, here comes Ahri diving in headlong again, doing massive amounts of damage. Here comes EZ as well for the follow-up, and they're going to be pushing this bottom turret. No way can blue team hold this bottom tower with the lack of experience and items that they have right now. They are underfarmed, and purple is getting fed all around. We have a 10-1 Ahri, a 3-0 support Zyra, and she has a Sight Stone, a Philosopher's Stone, and a Shard of True Eye. So she's getting a lot of gold as a support right now, pushing that bot lane. We have Rammus with Boots of Mobility and a Sunfire Cape. He hasn't even upgraded his machete yet, which is interesting. I figured he might have. Lee Sin actually has the Wriggles Lantern, is what he decided to evolve his jungle item into, so he can get that ward and the extra creep damage. What in the world? Rammus is going crazy. Bike clock, what time are you at? I'm at... we'll talk about the team fight. What time are you at right now?
40.
Okay, I'm 3 seconds ahead, and I'm going to slow mine down. Tell me when you're at 46.
50.
You let that one slide, buddy. Sorry, I'll catch up to you. Mine's faster. More powerful than before.
Just remember, it's a Friday night. We're just all hanging out and relaxing. We got 2 more rounds to go for the tournament, and after that, we're going to do some custom games. And we're going to be drinking and having a good time. So stick around for that afterwards.
We should do an all jungle Summoner's Rift. Only junglers.
We can do that. We're going to do some custom games, so.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Blind pick, all junglers. The other team might not do it, so I guess. Tons of vision coming out right now from both teams, and warding up the enemy jungle is what purple team is doing right now, so they can see where their enemies are at all the time. And they're already trying to vie for that early Baron right now, which they can most likely take down with no resistance, and the resistance that will be given to them probably won't be enough to defeat them at Baron, because they have a lot, their items are a lot stronger, and they're out leveling their opponents. Anyway, back to Deathfire Grass. One of the reasons it was nerfed back in the day, it wasn't that long ago, a couple months ago, it's active. It used to deal a lot more, but it deals 15% of the target champion's maximum health in magic damage, and amplifies all magic damage taken by 20% for 4 seconds, with only a 60-second cooldown. So potentially you can use that active to just destroy your opponent in a fight. Tons of damage. And Baron here, we're going to see a fight at, and are they going to stick it out? I think Rammus is going to smite it, yep. So they do get Baron, but they are about ready to get hurt because they are weakened. Oh, teleport back in from Olaf, going to save everybody. Rise is going to take out that support Zyra. Nuno going to pop his ult, and down goes Ahri to Caitlyn, and that ult and all that CC. Olaf trying to, he does have Baron buff, and there goes Rammus is going to kill that Rise as well. Interesting. That was a really strange team fight. They still come out on top, Mandatory Surrender does, and Rammus snowballs into powerballs into it at least, and taunts him and takes him out. So that's another enemy down right now. And now with this Baron buff, they're just going to push all day long. Olaf's going to tank this tower. They're not even worried about minions, which is smart, and they're just going to keep pushing. They want to get that inhibitor now, and they most likely can do it. But the enemy team is all up now because we're only 20 minutes into the game, so the cooldowns on death are not that long. It's the 45-minute games and plus that make it difficult when you're at 60 seconds and more for your wait to respawn. Byclock, what do you think of the game so far, man?
I was
opinions.
I was hoping a little more to see a little more come out from BannersBabes from their experience that they had showing from the amount of elo that was on their team. But they're kind of disappointing me a little bit. I was expecting a little bit more of a fight from them. But maybe it's just Mandatory Surrender's having a fantastic game from that first blood that came out very early to, you know, snowballing the rest of the game.
I'm going to have to say that these guys have played a lot more together, so they know how to actually play 5v5. I feel that BannersBabes, they don't really, they're not synergizing well. It's like they're playing solo queue, you know, they're not really working together in a way that complements each other. Like this Rammus, and great communication between him and Ahri or even others that he's been ganking with, flawless in their execution. Like they're on top of it. True Shot Barrage is going to go out there and miss everything. Not sure why he wasted that. Trying to poke down this bottom tower as Rupture goes up and grabs that Ahri into the air and knocks her up to the sky. Right now, Mandatory Surrender, this is their game. They've got it in the bag. I don't see this getting turned around. So just kind of playing for fun and honor now. Ahri going to dive in, hit that charm, try and take out that Caitlyn. Not going to be able to do it. All in there by herself. Zyra is trying. Well, here comes Olaf. So that ult's going to go out, and Olaf will take it to the face and protect his Ahri. That's a good carry. Here comes Rammus getting super kicked away by Lee Sin. That roundhouse, nasty looking. They are fighting back. They are not dying off. This is interesting. Nunu going to pop his ult. not going to be enough as Zyra throws out hers. Too much CC, too much damage, not enough from the opposing team, and this bot tower, or this bot inhibitor will go down, and I'm thinking that they're just going to push for the win here because they're getting no resistance in this team fight. Not enough damage to really do anything. Rammus nearly, he's below half health, so. Yep, there goes that middle tower down, just as I said. And these guys are just not leaving the base. They're camping here like it's their home. There goes that rupture, going to land in Olaf. Not going to be enough as Cho'Gath 1v4 out away from his. He really was just not near any allies. I guess he's just trying to have a good time. YOLO Cho'Gath. Ooh, God, I hate that term, YOLO.
Carpe diem, Cho'Gath.
Carpe diem, Cho'Gath. I remember when Jack Black used to be funny. This to me is a game that you'd probably most likely want to surrender and take this as a learning experience and try and go back with your buddies and your team and figure out what went wrong. And nobody on BannersBabes plays bad. They're very skilled individuals. Whoa, is that Snowball going to go all the way to the base? Look at this. Nunu Snowball is going to land right in the base. Look, there he goes. Ice ball, going. Lands into, it's Rammus. Like, how odd was that? That was one of the strangest glitches I've ever seen. Oh my God, did you follow that by clock?
I did not.
Yeah, Ice ball flew all the way to the base. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Oh, Jesus. Yawning. That's not good. Spending a lot of energy right now. 20+ K gold advantage for mandatory surrender. I'm starting to feel the game starting to drag on a bit just because mandatory surrender could end this right now. But they went back and buying items and stuff, so. Rammus going full force, you know, full speed ahead. You ever notice the saw blades around Rammus when he pops his ult like that?
Yeah, it's
pretty
only
cool.
It's for that skin.
Yeah, it's such a, look at the blades. It's so wicked looking. What is the name of that skin?
Full Metal Rammus.
Lee Sin gonna dive headlong, super kick that Zyra out of position. Zyra's gonna throw up her ult. Her pass is gonna keep her alive. Well, she's dead, but she's, you know, still attacking. Double kill for that Ahri. Ahri's gonna get a triple kill right there, bursting down that Cho'Gath, even with the ignite upon her. Olaf and Rammus have minimal health, and EZ has full health. So pretty much that Rise is gonna go down as Arcane shifts and Qs and slowly auto attacking, and he takes out that Rise. Rammus doesn't even want to get that inhibitor. He's just like, what are you doing? Let's push for the win. He's attacking that tower. That is GG, as mandatory surrender will move on and make quick work of the BannersBabes. Thank you all for playing.
So congratulations to Mandatory Surrender making it through round 2, going on to our semifinals. BannersBabes made it to round 2, going down to Mandatory Surrender. Good job in this tournament. We hope to see you in future ones. Let's check the brackets and see who we got in the semifinals.